three-time dunk champion, G League MVP. Yet Mac McClung has never played a full NBA season, and honestly, it's frustrating to watch. Across his entire career, he's appeared in exactly 9 NBA games, not 40. 9 regular season games where the outcome actually matters. He's been cut, waived, sent down, brought up, and cut again in this endless cycle of almost but not quite. Every training camp feels like his big break. Every preseason feels like the moment. And then the season starts, and he's watching from the bench or back in the G League. So today, I want to show you something different. What would actually happen if Mac McClung played a full NBA season? Not fantasy numbers, real projections based on his production, translated using the same methods NBA scouts use when they're evaluating G League talent. Because here's the truth, we already know what he can do, we just haven't let him do it. The career that never happened. Let me walk you through Mac McClung's NBA timeline, because it tells you everything you need to know. Summer of 2021, he goes undrafted. The Lakers sign him. He gets cut before the season even starts. 2022 rolls around, and the Bulls give him a shot. Waived Lakers bring him back. Cut again. Then the 76ers offer him a two-way deal. Finally, it looks like something might stick. But the minutes are sporadic, inconsistent.
McClung's got it with 4, with 3, goes up and a foul on Sadiq.
He plays well in preseason, shows out in summer league, but when the real games start, he's glued to the bench or inactive. 2023, he wins the dunk contest with Philadelphia, and the world goes absolutely crazy. Everyone's talking about him. You'd think this is it, right? This is when he gets his opportunity. He finishes the season on a two-way deal, signs a new contract in the offseason, but when training camp rolls around, he doesn't make the final roster. 2024, he signs with Orlando's G League affiliate and just completely takes over. Wins MVP, leads the entire league in scoring, puts up historic numbers.
Your 11th overall this season as McClung! There we go, a two-hand slam in transition.
And still, no NBA team commits to giving him real minutes. The result? 9 NBA games played. 9 games across multiple years, multiple teams, multiple chances that never actually became chances. Across all his NBA appearances combined, he's barely logged the kind of minutes most role players get in a single month. Every time it looked like something might happen for him, the door just shuts again. What he did when given the chance. Before we talk about what McClung could do in the NBA, let's establish what he's already proven in the G League, because calling these numbers solid doesn't do them justice. They're historic. Last season with the Osceola Magic, Mac McClung averaged 25.7 points per game. That led the entire G League. Not just his team, the whole league. He wasn't just scoring either. He averaged 6.6 assists per game, running the offense and getting his teammates involved. He grabbed 4.7 rebounds a night, which is solid for a guy who's 6'2", and he did it all efficiently, shooting 50.9% from the field and 39.6% from 3. He even threw in 1.3 steals per game, playing with real energy on both ends. Osceola finished the season 22-12, the best record in the Eastern Conference. They were one of the highest scoring teams in the G League, and McClung was the engine making it all work. He won MVP. He made the All-NBA G League first team. He was named Player of the Month in November, announcing his dominance right out of the gate. He had 8 games where he dropped at least 30 points. Think about that. Nearly 1 out of every 3 games, he was erupting for 30 or more. I know what some of you are already thinking. Yeah, but it's just the G League. And sure, the competition is different, but what else is he supposed to do? He's already blowing past everyone and won the league's top individual award. The question isn't whether Mac McClung is good enough for the G League anymore, it's whether the NBA will ever actually let him prove he's good enough for them. Why the NBA won't commit. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If McClung is putting up numbers like this, why isn't he in the NBA? The answer's simple, even if it sucks. He doesn't fit what today's teams want. He's 6 feet 2 inches in a league obsessed with 6 feet 7 inches switchable wings. He's a score-first guard when teams want defenders who can also shoot, and he needs the ball to be effective in an era built on non-stop ball movement. Look at the guards who are getting real, consistent NBA minutes right now. Josh Hart can go scoreless and still impact the game with rebounds and defense. Alex Caruso gets paid because he's a menace on the perimeter. Derek White is a legitimate two-way weapon. Even Fred VanVleet, who's on the smaller side, makes it work because he defends with absolute intensity. Mac McClung is a bucket, but he doesn't have that elite secondary skill. Some people will say his size and defense are real issues, and honestly, they're not wrong. Undersized guards do get targeted, but here's the thing. If your offense is valuable enough, teams make it work. Look at Trae Young. Look at Jordan Clarkson. Their offense was too good to ignore. McClung's biggest problem isn't his defense. It's that the NBA is drowning in undersized scoring guards. Carson Carson Edwards torched Purdue and the G League. Chris Clemens was electric. Frank Mason won the Naismith. Now, most are overseas or out. The numbers tell the story. 10 years ago, the NBA had nearly twice as many sub-6'2" players averaging 10-plus points. Today, that's been cut in half. The league wants size, length, versatility. McClung isn't failing. The league shifted, and he's caught in the current. Alright, let's get into what you're really here for. What would McClung's stats actually look like over a full NBA season? I'm not just making these numbers up. There's a real methodology that NBA scouts use when they're projecting G League talent up to the NBA level. On average, you see about a 40 to 45% production drop per minute when a player makes that jump, and that makes sense. The competition is better, the defenses are smarter, the spacing is tighter, and the margin for error is basically zero. So here's what I'm assuming. Mac gets a steady rotation role, something like 20 minutes per game coming off the bench. He's not starting, he's not the primary option, but he's getting consistent run as a backup guard who can provide instant offense. Over a full season with that kind of role, I think he'd average right around 11 points per game. He'd give you about 4 assists a night, running the second unit and making solid decisions with the ball. He'd grab around 2 or 3 rebounds. You'd probably see him get close to a steal per game because he plays with energy and stays active. Shooting-wise, I'd project him at around 45% from the field, 35% from 3, and probably 81-82% from the free throw line. His turnovers would stay low too, maybe 1.5 per game, which shows he's not forcing things. Let me walk you through the math on this. In the G League, McClung was scoring at a rate of about 26 points per 36 minutes. You apply that 40 to 45% translation drop, and you're looking at roughly 20 points per 36 minutes in the NBA scale, that down to 20 minutes per game, and you land right around 11 points per night. His assist numbers drop a little less because playmaking skills actually translate better than raw scoring. He's shown real court vision, so taking 6 assists in the G League down to about 4 in the NBA makes sense. Now, are these all-star numbers? Of course not. But here's what they are. Exactly the kind of production NBA teams are constantly searching for from their backup guards. 11 points, 4 assists, solid efficiency, low turnovers, and the ability to create his own shot when the offense stalls out over the course of a full season. You're looking at somewhere around 800 points, close to 300 assists, and 100 made threes. That's real rotation production. Those are minutes you can actually trust. And here's where it gets interesting. If a team actually believed in him and bumped his minutes up to 25 per game instead of 20, the numbers jump significantly. Now you're talking about 14 points per game, 5 assists, close to 3 rebounds, and a steal per night. That's borderline 6th man of the year type production. That's a guy who's in the rotation every single night, no questions asked. What kind of player would he be? So what does this actually look like on the court? He's the guy you bring in when your offense hits a wall. When your starters have gone cold and nothing's falling, you send him in and suddenly there's life. He's the spark plug. Think of him as this blend of different guards you've seen. He's got some of Ty Jerome's calm decision making, where he's not panicking or forcing bad shots. He's got Austin Reeves' ability to slash to the rim and finish through contact. And he's got that Jordan Clarkson instant offense energy, where defenses know he's looking to score, but they still can't really stop him. He's not your primary ball handler in crunch time against elite competition. He's probably not locking down the opponent's best perimeter scorer, but what he is doing is something NBA teams are always desperate for. He can create a bucket when nothing else is working. That skill, that ability to generate offense when everything else has failed, is incredibly valuable. Teams pay millions of dollars for guys who can do that consistently. Here's something McClung is probably thinking about right now, and it's kind of sad when you really sit with it. He might have to leave the NBA just to prove he belongs in the NBA. Look at the guys who've walked this path. Mike James couldn't stick in the NBA, so he went to Europe and became the EuroLeague's all-time leading scorer. Shane Larkin went overseas and won 2 EuroLeague titles. If McClung joined a top EuroLeague team tomorrow, he'd likely be a star, earning way more than a 2-way contract and playing in packed arenas where fans actually know and appreciate him. And maybe, just maybe, that's what it takes. Maybe the NBA only starts respecting you after someone else proves you're worth respecting first. It's backwards, but it's reality. McClung has done everything you're supposed to do as an undrafted player trying to make it. He worked his way up from nothing. He got better every single year. His shooting improved, his playmaking improved, his His efficiency improved. He won MVP in the G League. He led his team to the best record in the conference. He stayed humble through all of it, kept his head down, and kept grinding even when the doors kept closing in his face. And still, no one will give him a full season. Projections show he'd be a solid rotation guard. A full NBA season would prove that his G League success wasn't a fluke, that he's more than just a dunker, that he belongs at the top level. So here's my question. Should any team give McClung a full season? Should a rebuilding team take a chance and let him grow? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you love high-energy playmaking guards, root for McClung. He deserves his shot. He's ready and has proven it everywhere except the NBA. All he needs is a chance. Let him show the world what he can do. If you enjoyed this breakdown, I genuinely appreciate if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching.